Good morning, YouTube gang. It's Melo DFS coming to you live and direct. Here to give you my favorite plays for DraftKings and for FanDuel for today's three-game main slate. Today is the 26th. Hope everybody's having an amazing day. Feel free to like the video. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Press that bell icon to always stay notified for new videos. Let's get right into it, y'all. Going with the first play, going to the point guard. Got to look at Chris Paul here. Now, he's 7,900 on FanDuel, looking at 81 on DraftKings. To me, it's going to be a great game to definitely target for your lines here. Looking at 224 implied total, with Houston actually favored with a 3-point favor for Houston, so should be a close game, and it's a 2-2 series. So I love this play for Chris Paul, as he's definitely going to need to step it up. He has in the last two, he has 43.5 fantasy points in the last two games. That is FanDuel scoring, but I can still see him get that 40 plus here in this game to consider for your lines for today. Another play you can also look into for some savings, DJ Augustine. Like, I like this play more so that they're looking at almost a 14-point underdog for Orlando today against Milwaukee. So this guy can get some run time off the bench. I mean, he did have a dud last game, but he has been on an up-down trend. As you can see, he had 12, 34, 18, 32. So hopefully it's an uptrend game here, knowing they're going to be playing off the bench, getting more minutes if it's a blowout, potential blowout here. So like this play for DJ Augustine. He's more likely to be lower owned because a lot of people will be looking into Anthony Simmons, the fact that Dame Lillard is out. So of course he gets a lot of minutes when he's off the court. He has 3,500 on FanDuel, something to consider. He has 4K on DraftKings, so hopefully get that 20 plus here. But on FanDuel is a great value play on FanDuel, knowing the minutes going to be there for him. And to our next spot, going to our shooting guards. Something to consider is James Harden. Now going against OKC, I know he is pissed here. He had that 70-point fantasy point game on FanDuel, but man, to lose by 3, I know he is pissed. So you got an angry Harden in this 2-2 series. I'm telling you, it's going to be a great game to look into. He's averaging 31 points in the past 5 games, 9 assists a game, with 62.5 win favorite. So love this play for Houston. That hopefully you get this W. But I like this spot here for Harden. He give you that 60 plus ceiling he has in the last 2. So something to consider with James Harden here. Of course, you got CJ McCollum at 7,200. Like this price tag more so on FanDuel, knowing that the usage bump will go to CJ without Dame in the mix. And looking at a 43.7 projection play with a 6.1 value spot for CJ. Hopefully he can try to carry this team, but he does have that back issue. So as you can see, he had a vertebral fracture, so it could be an issue where it might not be that as of an upside here, but it's something to consider at this price tag on FanDuel. If you want to look at Shy, it's something to consider as well. But more likely 7,200 for less, knowing the upside is higher upside for CJ here if he could try to get this team to W for today. All right, now of course you got Dennis Schroeder, y'all. He's 6,000 on FanDuel, 64 on FanDuel. To me, still a great spot here. He has been finally getting his groove in. He had 34 last game, 46 in the last 2 games, averaging 39 fantasy points in the series. He's averaging 19.5 field goal attempts as well in both of those games. So something to consider with Dennis Schroeder here for a nice cash play, in my opinion, for today. Another guy that has been stepping up was Danny Green at 43, but at DraftKings, I think at 4K on DraftKings, something to consider here, as he finally got his stride in at 27 and 20 in the last 2 games. So you want to go for Danny Green on DraftKings at 4K, something to consider if you need some savings here. All right, let's go to our next play, going to our small forwards. All right, going small forwards. I mean, you got Giannis, you got LeBron. I think these 2 guys here, you could more likely fade. I mean, Giannis has been putting in work, even though they've been crushing it. But they're looking at a blowout game here, but he can still give you that 50 plus here. So if you need somebody at the 10K range, I'm more likely to go with Giannis. But I'm more likely going to pivot down to these guys. I like Daniel House. I like Eric Gordon. These 2 guys both going to be in my lines here, knowing it's going to be a close game to consider, to stack for your lines here. So Daniel House at 48 on FanDuel, 55 on DraftKings, still a good play here. Daniel House is averaging 24.6 fantasy points when favored in close games. Also, he's been increasing his minutes He had 38, 41, 38 in the last 3 games with Daniel House. And also he averaging 30 fantasy points in the last 3 games in the series. So like Daniel House here, and then you have Eric Gordon that's averaging around 33 fantasy points in the last 3 games. So 33, these guys here, even though he's 61 on DraftKings, Eric Gordon's also been a second scorer for the squad here. So let this play for both guys. If you want to pivot down, if you want to go with Daniel House and then go like Carmelo Anthony, know he gets a bump in usage without Dame as well. Knowing the severity of this team to be swept here. So I mean, he's 5,400, 59 on DraftKings. It's something to consider if you want to pivot from Eric Gordon of the price tag on DraftKings. But even FanDuel, he's projected to get around a 6.1 value play. So Carmelo Anthony can bounce back. As we've seen last game, he did have a 44 fantasy point game. So knowing that you need to carry the squad without Dame, you know, it's going to be something to prove here. So Carmelo Anthony could be somebody to consider for your lines at 54 and 59 on DraftKings. All right, so let's go to our power forward play. I like Robert Covington. I mean, at this price tag here, he's not in the 6K range. 5,700, he could give you value. He's looking at a 29.5 projection play. Finally, getting out the 20s. He had low 20s. He had 27 last game. I mean, you want to go with this play. I think Covington here could give you that 25 plus in this matchup. Got Kyle Kuzma. I also love this play. This is one of those games where he could get some more minutes, garbage minutes if it's a blowout. He's 5,500 on DraftKings. 53 on DraftKings, 55 on FanDuel. Looking at a 21.5 projection play, but if they get a blowout here, he could definitely give you that 25 plus in this play for today. So I like Kyle Kuzma in this type of matchup against Portland in a closeout game here for the Lakers. All right, let's go to our last play, going to our center spot, in which we still have Nikola Vucevic. He gave us a great play last game. He had 60 fantasy point game. So he's one of those guys you got to consider. I mean, he's 8,600 on FanDuel. He's 92 on DraftKings. He can still give you value here. He give you that 40 plus. He did have 32 last game, but as you can see, he had 47, 56, 51 in the last 5. So he's one of those guys that can definitely pay up his price tag. So if it's going to be a blowout, I guess they might shut him down in the 4th quarter. I mean, we're not sure, but as you can see, even though they've been losing, he's still been putting up good numbers. So I still like Vucevic here. Another guy I like to consider will be Hassan Whiteside at 4,900 on both platforms. All right, knowing that Nurkic, yeah, he bounced back last game, but he doesn't have a positive impact without Dame. Just looking at his usage when Dame is out, he gets a negative a differential. So I like Hassan Whiteside here, as he can step up in this type of play. Know they're gonna need these guys to step up here, but Hassan Whiteside like gives a positive differential without Dame. So he did have 18 last game with 16 minutes, so hopefully get 25 plus or 20 plus minutes to pay up this price tag at 4,900. So something to consider here. Even Dwight Howard as well at 41 and even 38 on DraftKings, 3,800. I mean, these guys, even McGee, he is what I think he is 3,600. He's 3,400. I'm gonna see 3,600. Let me see, 3,600 for McGee, and you got a 3,800 for Dwight Howard. These guys, as you can see, last game 25 and 29. So these guys, both of these guys are great plays on DraftKings if you need some savings and then pay up elsewhere. So Dwight Howard and McGee are both value plays here on DraftKings. All right, so these are my plays for today. Y'all like the plays, give a thumbs up. Any questions, comment below. Like the tools, draft dashboard tools, in the link in my description, you want access to the player pool. Click on the link, sign up. It's only $1 up to 30 days. You get access to the NBA cheat sheet, your sleepers, your studs. Click on the watch players. You get access to your player pool, and you'll see Watch Mills DFS picks button up top. You get my picks, either DraftKings or FanDuel. You get the MLB, NHL, NBA, and we got NFL on the way. As you can see, the tools are available. So click on the position optimizer. You can check out the tools yourself. As you can see in the receivers, they even show the receptions per game, the targets. So something to consider, man. All in one platform, is easy to use and great information, y'all. So I love y'all. Y'all collect that bag for today. It's Mel DFS, and y'all stay blessed. And I see y'all in the next video.